Welcome to this explainer. We're going to visually break down exactly what you need to know to confidently master your transition to the Coupa platform. If you've recently been asked by one of your major buyers to start using this system, you're probably sitting there wondering, okay, what does this actually mean for my daily operations? Well, you are in the perfect place. We're going to look closely at the source material and walk you through exactly how this platform works step by step. All right, let's just jump right in with a quote from Mitsubishi Power that perfectly describes the frustrating daily reality for so many B2B suppliers. They point out that conventional B2B transactions are like a maze of emails, paper forms, and manual processes. And let's be honest, if you've ever experienced the unique joy of digging through a chaotic inbox to match a paper PO to a PDF invoice, or if you've ever had to send your fifth follow-up email just begging to know when a payment will clear, you know exactly what this maze feels like. It creates these costly blind spots in your supply chain and literally eats up hours of your week.
But here is the good news. The new system we're looking at today is designed to be your complete escape from that administrative nightmare. Instead of relying on a totally fragmented chain of communication, Coupa acts as a single pane of glass for your entire transactional relationship with your buyers.
So, here is our roadmap for today. We'll start by demystifying the platform, then move right into setting up your account, managing your orders and invoices, getting paid faster, and finally, how to use all of this to actually grow your business.
Okay, part 1. The B2B maze meets Coupa. Let's demystify this platform.
Let's start with the absolute basics. Why are massive buyers like UPS, for example, suddenly asking you to use this? The key here is understanding the CSP, which stands for the Coupa Supplier Portal. This is the centralized, cloud-based hub where you are going to interact with your buyers, manage your product catalogs, and track your cash flow. Buyers are implementing this because it massively improves transparency. And for you, the supplier, it means every single purchase order, invoice, and message is securely stored in one easy-to-navigate digital space. Now, I know exactly what you're probably thinking. The biggest elephant in the room whenever new software gets introduced to your workflow is this going to cost me money? It is a totally fair question, especially when you're just trying to protect your margins.
Well, you can breathe a huge sigh of relief because the answer is a resounding no. Joining and using the basic transacting features won't cost your business a single dime. According to the source material, there are absolutely zero fees for suppliers to join or transact. Receiving orders, submitting your invoices, managing catalogs, it's all completely free. There are a few optional premium add-ons out there, sure, but the core functions you actually need to do business with your buyers, zero cost. Just look at the difference here between the old B2B way and the new Coupa way. We are finally moving away from manual data entry and blind spots and stepping into a world of real-time tracking and automated PO flipping. Back in the day, a lost email literally meant a delayed payment. But the Coupa way, every single action is logged, tracked, and visible to both you and your buyer instantly.
Moving on to part 2, setting up your account from invite to active. Knowing that it's free and highly beneficial, you'll be happy to hear that getting your business established is honestly a breeze. You absolutely do not need to be tech-savvy for this. You just click the invitation link you receive from Coupa via email, create your profile, and establish your legal entities. And here's a great feature. If you're already transacting with one buyer on Coupa and you get an invite from a new one, as long as you're using the same email address, your accounts link up seamlessly. A quick pro tip to make the onboarding flow fly by, you'll want to have these specific details handy before you start. You need your registered company name, your primary PO email address, your tax IDs, and importantly, your legal entities. Pay really close attention to your remit-to location. That dictates exactly where your payments go, so you want to get that right. You'll also set up your invoice from address and your ship from location, like your warehouse. Have these ready, and your initial setup literally takes minutes. All right, part 3, managing orders and invoices, the transaction lifecycle. Let's see how this builds into a really concrete transaction process. What's awesome about this slide is how visually simple and predictable the lifecycle becomes. No more guessing where your money is tied up. When a buyer generates a purchase order, you see it immediately. And a quick tip from the sources, these new order numbers will typically start with COU. You then easily flip that PO into an invoice, the buyer approves it right in the system, and your payment process is on schedule. It transforms a totally unpredictable process into a clear, trackable timeline.
Now, Coupa knows every single supplier operates a little differently, so they give you a really flexible menu of options for how you actually submit those invoices. If you like hands-on control, you can log directly into the CSP portal. If you are short on time, you can use Supplier Actionable Notifications, or SAN, which lets you act directly from an email without even logging in. Super handy. And for the larger suppliers pushing high volume, you can integrate your back-end systems directly using CXML. You literally get to choose the workflow that fits your specific business.
If you do go with the standard portal method, creating an invoice is literally as simple as locating the order and clicking the Create Invoice icon to instantly flip the data. Because the invoice is generated directly from the buyer's purchase order, all those tedious details like line items, quantities, and prices pre-populate automatically for you. You just review it, add any tax or shipping, and hit Submit. It drastically cuts down on those manual data entry errors that so often cause frustrating payment delays. Wait, one absolutely critical pro tip to remember based on the implementation guides. If the order amount doesn't match your invoice, let's say due to a price change or a difference in quantity, you must request a PO change and get it approved by the buyer first. If you try to submit an invoice that doesn't perfectly match the approved PO, the system simply won't let it go through. Getting that alignment up front ensures your invoice just sails right through the approval process.
Okay, part 4, getting paid faster and tracking your funds.
Let's be real, this is the topic you probably care about most, making sure your hard-earned money arrives accurately and without delay. Your buyers can actually pay you via direct digital bank transfers or even virtual credit cards, which severely expedites your payment cycle. Virtual cards get funds into your hands incredibly fast. Oh, and a highly useful tip straight from the onboarding documents: always make sure you set your bank account currency to match your home country currency to dodge those unexpected wire and banking fees. You can even set up automated early payment discount preferences right there in your profile.
Plus, you can finally wave goodbye to those awkward, "Hey, just checking on this invoice" emails. You can now monitor your exact payment status in real time right on your dashboard. You log in and boom, you see exactly whether an invoice is pending approval, approved, or paid. That level of transparency is an absolute game changer for your accounts receivable team. And finally, part 5, growing your business and winning new contracts. So, what if I told you that this tool isn't just about keeping your current buyers happy? It is actually a massive opportunity to win brand new ones. By filling out a robust public profile, you become instantly searchable to thousands of massive buyers on the network. Every single day, buyers use the Coupa Supplier Directory to search, compare, and make real purchasing decisions. You can showcase your company size, your industry, and proudly upload your diversity certificates. And hey, if you have multiple users who accidentally created separate accounts, you can just use the Community View tool to merge them, making sure you present one unified professional profile to the entire Coupa ecosystem. So, I am going to leave you with a really exciting question straight from the Coupa Smart onboarding resources. Are you ready to stop fighting the maze of paperwork and start using this portal to actually multiply your customer base? Embracing this platform means you aren't just complying with a buyer's request, you are completely modernizing your operations, ensuring faster payments, and kicking the door wide open to incredible new business opportunities. So what are you waiting for? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and have fun navigating your brand new streamlined workflow.